Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the Call of Duty Championship presented by Xbox. Golden Boy Mr. X here, bringing you Trident T1 Daughters going up against Rise Nation. Series at 2-1 with Trident T1 Daughters currently in the lead with that Search and Destroy and Blitz victory.
Yeah, Domination Octane next map, and I'm going to pretty much lay down why I picked Rise Nation to win this. AR dominant map, and you have a player like Fears and Wheats, two of the better ARs in North America. I think they're going to be able to pull this one out pretty handily. We saw FaZe in the last series on the Charlie stream. J-Cap and Proofy able to go off and dominate with ARs, and right there you see Fears right off the bat. I think we're going to see the same type of thing.
They actually, they gave it to Immunity there. But I feel like T1 Daughters are a tad bit of a different team, but Fierce, oh my goodness, having his way with Trident T1 Daughters. So he was able to take out 4 there in succession. Now he's going to move over to B and go after this. No player's going to be challenging him directly in front, but he needs teammate there for support. Gets on that flag. Now he has to run away from this and stay alive. One player around the corner.
Huge
That's going to be
flag.
another kill there for Fears. And I mean, my goodness, Fears is not to be reckoned with when it comes to his AR play, as he was able to take out 5 before finally being dropped.
Right, and also we're going to see a little bit of a spawn flip right here. Luna taking the C flag, and T1 Daughters taking A, but it looks like T1 Daughters is going to take A and B right now. It looks like they might be going for a 3-cap. Actually, they're gotten off of the C flag right now. Pac-Man's going to try and take it back. We almost saw a 3-cap situation for the Daughters.
We almost
right there.
did. We got to talk about Izzy, though. We missed this a little bit, and we apologize. He's 7-1 at this point. So while Fears is having a great showing, he also is showing up big time. And, you talked about the AR play. You said, yeah, Fears and Wheats, 2 of the better ARs in North America. But I got to say, Izzy, man, when he's hot, it's very difficult to stop him. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting battle, to say at least, between Izzy and Fears.
Oh, man.
Fears is going to get taken out by Denzo. Izzy taking out Pac-Man over by B, moving forward. And that is going to be Looney with the stop there with that MTAR. Wheats using an AR as well, looking to go huge there. Damage, though, also using a Remington with that hybrid scope, and he's going to get taken out as soon as he looks over by B.
Yeah, big plays right there out of Rise Nation, able to get the B flag back. And I like this play out of Chile. Easiest way to get that middle flag is to put pressure on the opposing team's home flag. Turns around on Looney, gives him the business, and he's going to be able to take C.
Yeah, he is, but you know what? He gets dropped by a grenade from Wheats. That was actually off the respawn there. Now let's see what's going on with Izzy. He's 12-2. He gets an assist there. That's going to be Chilean with a kill. Finally dropped. Damage also using that that AR as well, the Remington. He finds one, and Fears. You just can't stop this guy. We'll join Fears in a little bit and see what's up. But we'll see if this Trident T1 Daughters team can make a successful push on B. Of course, Rise Nation looking to stop that, but Wheats also with the stop on Iskadu. And I can't believe it, but what you're seeing here is just Rise Nation showing why, like you said, Mr. X, a great call. They have 2 of the better ARs in North America with Wheats and Fears.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, T1 Daughters is kind of playing them themselves into a split spawn scenario. Rise Nation's going to try and take B and try and get all 3 of these flags. See T1 Daughters, they're going to spawn primarily at the C flag. So, it's going to be interesting to see how fast Rise Nation picks up on where they're spawning.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's, of course, I expect Rise Nation to be fully aware that they will be spawning over by the gas station and just continue to focus over there. But there is going to be a player, though, that pushed out over on A, and that is going to be Chili in there, so he's going to cause a bit of a ruckus. But Rise Nation able to answer back. They will get C in turn, courtesy, I believe, of Pac-Man, who is currently on that. You can see that yellow arrow highlighted. But a player came around. That was going to be Izzy with the stop, though. And that's going to be 2 down. This could be the prime opportunity that they needed. But Fears, if he can come up big here on B, this could be a huge swing play for them. And Fears moving in, and he's able to take him out, but can't close out the second. They do lose B, or they're losing B right now. Damage has got it.
Huge play from
and
Damage.
You have C that is neutralized here, but Rise Nation right back on it, though.
Yeah, looks like Rise is going to take back C, but huge play out of Damage right there. Able to pick up a 2-piece and take the B flag pretty much by himself, so
yeah.
Gonna make up a little bit of time here towards the end of this half. Daughter, same type of thing, came out a little passive first half. Let's see if they go down into the second half. If they go down, not gonna be by much. They're just pretty much just gonna need to win this second half.
Yeah, that really is what it's gonna come down to here. Is able to stop there on Wheats now, and if you look at the numbers, I mean, Fears and Izzy have been the story of this matchup. 15-8, 16-8, 1 kill separating them. And that is just, and one separating them doesn't even really give the whole story because both players put their teammates in fantastic positions. It wasn't even about the amount of kills that they got, but just what they did that helped out their teammates there to be able to put them in a position to come back. Now it's going to be a 12-point lead here, 80-60, as Rise is going to be leading this one.
Absolutely, and especially on Octane, make a great point, Alex. The
80-62,
right?
right?
The submachine gun players on Octane are only going to play as well as the AR players open up those lanes, Yeah. If AR players aren't going to open up those lanes, it's extremely hard to play a submachine gun on Octane. It's almost impossible to, because once those ARs pick up those kills mid-map, it's going to force them to move around, pick up different spots. And that's when SMGs can really get up in their face and, win those easy gun battles against AR sprinting.
Yeah. One thing I was surprised was not to see that push on the motel flag to be able to force them back club. We see that usually once a game. I've seen it, I would say, every time I've seen Octane Domination. Not this
it's
time,
something
though.
Something we see Optic Gaming do right off the start. Nadeshot likes to go all the way for that strip flank. He goes all the way around and then gets to the home flag, and he still spawns them out. So maybe we'll see that in the second half here. I think we're going to need to see the Trident T1 Daughters put more pressure on the home flag of Rise Nation. Force them to rotate back and make it a little easier on themselves to get B.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Make it easier. How easy can it possibly be against Rise Nation? I mean, the squad is so good. They're going to be up by 18 right now, so that is going to be good for them going into this half. But like you said, T1 Daughters, they don't need to worry about, we got to win by 18. They got to think this is a completely new game. Let's just win this half. Let's win it by 20 points. Let's just do this. And granted, yes, you have to keep in mind about the number, but it's important for them to have a strong showing no matter what. No matter what the outcome is, Trident T1 Daughters needs to have a strong showing because you're going
Even
into
if you don't
Search
win
and Destroy
this game,
next.
you need to have a strong showing, to keep that confidence and momentum going into Search and Destroy. Search and Destroy is pretty much your home game mode. That's one that pretty much if you're Trident T1 Daughters that you're going to win. But you don't want to have a huge loss here to Rise Nation. Then you start getting teammates down on themselves, doubting themselves a little bit, going into your pretty much dominant game mode, one that you think you should win pretty much all the time.
I want to see that battle between Fears and Izze again because really Izze hanging there with Fears with that AR is actually pretty cool. And again, it's great because I got to talk about the Australian scene for a moment. I mean, Bioacid, he's been telling me a lot about it, and I mean, the dude has been just an absolute joy to talk to when it comes to his love for that community, for his home. I love it. It's so emotional. Now, when he talks about it, I asked him, I'm like, where did this come from? Where did these players, become this good? And he's like, well, they've just been playing a lot. There's been a lot to play for recently in Australia. The scene has really grown, and the Trident T1 Daughters and community have just been the stories of those teams. So it makes a lot of sense, and that's why they've just been improving so much.
Oh, yeah. I think we can go and say, pretty much last year at this event, the North American teams are very powerhouse. The rest of the world is catching up at a rapid pace.
The scene was very different back then.
In a very short time, these other teams from all over the world out, Australia, the UK, Germany, they are catching up at such a rapid pace. And it's great to see great Call of Duty being played all over the world now.
Yeah, and I think it's something I touched base on before. I think you and I, or I'm trying to remember who it was, we were casting one of the matches of the South Korean teams. And I was saying, this time last year when we had CoD Champs, the Australian teams, they weren't even in the conversation of top squads. But now, I mean, we're pretty much looking at two #1 seeded Australian teams, right?
Yeah.
And I think about that and I'm like, look at the progress that community made in a year. You just get a couple people doing a couple great things, and you can really build something fantastic. Case in point, the Brazilian scene, that's been growing, leaps and bounds. Thanks to guys like Made, new MLG Brazil coming out. I mean, I can't argue with it. You just can't argue with it. If you get guys who are passionate and love this stuff and can push the community forward, you're going to see progress and growth. Plain and simple.
Absolutely, without a doubt. And, right now, T1 Daughter is going to have to make a strong push on this middle flag. And, I really don't like what I see here. You're seeing a lot of players trying to go in by themselves and take that B flag. You got to make a good, concerted push as a team now.
Yeah.
One or two good pushes as a team is better than everybody running in
I agree.
alone for a minute and a
Then
half.
you become like lemmings and you're just getting picked off, you know,
You're just
one by
getting,
one.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to go
Just
take it. You
running into
jump
bullets.
on it, and then you're dead. It's like, oh, no, I got it. You jump on it,
And then you're dead. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I've seen that with a lot of up-and-coming amateur teams that they just think, like, I got to make this play on this flag and jump on it and be the best in the world. And it's like, no, man, it doesn't work like that. You need to play for spawns, play for positioning, help your team out. But in any case, though, looking over at Trident T1 Daughters as they're just continuing to rack on points here as they tie it up. They were down a bit by a fair few, excuse me. But now this is the time for them to be able to, you know, find their way back into this. Although B is going to be neutralized, all four down here as Damage will be the one off the respawn, and that's not going to be good as Rise Nation managed to get control.
Yeah, but what's interesting, you know, Rise Nation pretty much single capped that. Able to take it, obviously, but, you know, would have been nice if they double capped and would have been able to push into the motel sooner. You know, they're able to actually get nobody into motel, so right now
but
you
look
see,
at this one player on the flank that's actually
so
Chilean.
I'm just gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
Good guy.
we're in sync, buddy.
Yeah, we like think the same.
Yeah.
But we're
just- yeah, exactly. You're much skinnier and I'm fatter.
That's
Works out fine. Hey man, I'm fluffy and I love it. So we got is a on your screen, and they did manage to get B back throughout that entire exchange, which was a big play for them. Wheats is going to be able to take out two Pac-Man, and all four down again as Rise Nation is looking to just continue to apply pressure. Remember, they had that plus 18 lead. So yes, while winning the game with a dominating performance is important for them right now, what they're thinking of is we just need to win. We just need to play our game, and that's it. And I love Looney's play there.
Big play right there.
He goes, neutralizes that flag, and although he gets taken out, those are going to be at least 2 to 3 points they're not going to be able to gain there. Maybe 4 points that they're not able to gain. While on the mean side, I mean, you know, Rise Nation able to rack up 2 for every couple seconds. So, I mean, really just a strong showing out of them.
Yeah.
10-point lead now on top of the 18. That is pretty much going to put things over at 28. And with 59 seconds left on the clock, they have the 3 cap now, which it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. And I think that could very well be GG.
Yeah, you know, Rise Nation is going to win this domination, Alex. And nope, Game 5. Love Game 5.
Game 5.
Game
Search
5s
and
are the
destroy.
best.
So you win the 2 doms, you win respawn, but you struggled there on Search. You went down on Search and Destroy Warhawk 6-2. We don't know the map just yet. Because our producer said that they didn't pick the last one for whatever reason.
How does that work?
I don't know, but I think that's going to come out. I'm sure it was picked and we just didn't get it in the end. But I mean, I'm wondering how is this going to work out? I mean, is Rise going to be able to answer back? I think Australia's Search and Destroy game is just too good. I think we could see Rise lose this one.
I predicted every map. So.
You're that guy?
Just
like a mini Benson. Benson he's always like, I predicted this. I'm the smartest in the world.
Well, I have been predicting.
You actually have.
I actually have been predicting it. I'm going to tell you that T1 Daughters is going to win this next Search and Destroy 6-4.
Okay, 6-4. So the score was 93-68, I believe, on that last one. And T1 Daughters is going to go down there, and they're not going to be able to make anything happen. Big performance out of Pac-Man with 5 captures, 18 kills, and 10 deaths. Big showing out of him. And the rest of the Rise squad as well. On the other side, though, you had Izzy, Damage, and Dens also playing well. It was those 4 downs. It had happened, I believe,
2 or 3
2 or 3 times, but in quick succession of one another. And you can't have that. You want to come back into a game, it just won't happen that way.
Looney also able to neutral on A. That was huge.
That was massive. That was like 4 points they missed out on.
Right there. So, tough
4
game
critical points at that moment.
Yeah, tough game for T1 Daughters, but I mean, Game 5. Always got that Game 5.
All right, so Search and Destroy is going to come up next. Will the Australians be able to close this one out against one of North America's finest, or will we see Rise Nation topple the wonder story that has been Trident T1 Daughters? We'll find out in just